assumptions. All right? We as people, on a constant basis, we assume things, right? We all go through making assumptions in our lives. And it happens quite often. We can make assumptions, pretty much about everything or anything. We do that because we are not aware of what the motives are of the other person, and as a protection mechanism, we don't want to experience any harm from the other party. So what we are doing as human beings is trying to connect the dots with the information that is given to us. So we generally don't like to be clueless about things, So we're always, our mind is constantly trying to, make 1 + 1 to see what the hell is happening, My thing is that instead of us trying to understand the other people, and see, for example, is everything that we're receiving a fact, or is it just an opinion that we're making because we don't know the reality of the situation? We base our judgments based on the emotions that we're feeling, and even it can go down to our beliefs, and of course the expectations, which that can also disappoint us, and our how should I say it, our wishes. Most people get caught up in making assumptions due to the fact that they refrain from asking questions. So, for example, to get clarification about what's worrying them, based on that assumption that they're making, they fail to ask questions, and thus all these assumptions are happening. You make up assumptions, and then we get so caught up on it that we're defending our points of view, and we're making the other person appear that they're wrong. And we do this, we do this a lot in our relationships. We expect, the people that are closest to us to have the ability to read our minds, and we want them to try to understand us completely, and that is a very, very difficult task, because this thing that happens, it can lead to a lot of misconceptions, and it could lead to a lot of fighting, where these things could be avoided if we only just stop trying to assume things, that we know the things, If you're making an assumption, for example, about your friend, and you don't actually clarify how the relationship is there. I mean, how should I say it? Let me rephrase it at all. Say, for example, you make an assumption about your partner, and you do not clarify that you do not clarify things. It's like you are in a relationship with the assumption rather than with your partner. If everyone stopped assuming that every thought that we have as human beings is the worst, right? Maybe we could all be encouraged to actually show our real selves without having the fears of shame or even judgment, because that's mostly why people stop. Another thing I want to say is that people also make assumptions when you're trying to ask the person across you, for example, to give you clarification, and they do not give you direct answers. Then you automatically make assumptions, and that is also the responsibility of the other partner across you, being direct with you.